We're back. It's been a long time, guys and girls. The 2020, 2021, which I call the continuation of 2020, has not been good to my business. So I have been kind of laying low, not doing really much anything on the truck to avoid spending money. So I've been putting this off a long time, and I need to do it too. So I got the opportunity the other day. I swapped out all the cars. I put this one in a lift. So I am going to do what I've been wanting to do all winter. You know, it's mid-April now. I don't want to rush into these things. Change the oil, nut and bolt. Got a few tiny little rear ends seeping just a tiny bit on the diff cover. I'm going to see if I can't seal that up. Just check fluids, just the whole nine. Just make sure everything's good to go. Just for car show season. We're actually going to have car shows this year, so that's exciting. So just want to give a brief update today of kind of what's been going on, what hasn't been going on. The intake manifold shaving project is still going on, I guess. I started shaving it. I shaved off everything I don't want off of it. It's sitting on my workbench at home right now. I need to take it to the car wash and clean the inside out. I soaped it in Super Clean. Not sponsored, but they did send over some stuff a couple videos back. Soaked it in Super Clean, and it cleaned up 95% of it. Just got like a film on the inside. I'm going to take it and just pressure wash it with their heated water. Clean that all up. It's really windy outside. I apologize if you can hear that. There's a rifle range behind me, and you can hear it loud as heck. So anyway, that project's coming along. All I need to do on that is smooth it all out, or smooth off all of the ribs, and I'll have a video on that as well. I already shot half that video. I just need to finish it. But some other things that I had been talking about, the fans. So, and these things, in this truck, I have the entropy radiator with the dual fans, and these fans are loud. They move a lot of air and are loud. So I'm actually going to do a 3-relay setup and wire it so that the low speed will come on, both will come on half speed, and when it goes to high speed, they'll both go high. So I picked up some stuff to do that. I'm also in the process going to rewire it to 10 gauge wire. So I got 20 foot of 10 gauge, both red and black. New terminals for the Metro Pack on the fans, some ring terminals, and then the various terminals for that. And I'm actually going to take my fuel pump. Right now, you may have to, I'll put a link in the video. I think it's going to be up here to the video where I did the wiring on the truck originally. I have a terminal block that has the fans, the headlights, and the fuel pump all in one. And the problem I'm having is when the fan kicks on, the current inrush on those fans is crazy. It slows the pump down, which is not a problem unless you're getting on it and it will lean it out. So I'm going to take the fan and put it on its own. Actually, I'm going to run up there real quick and show you. When I bought these, excuse the mess, I have not been down here in a while. When I bought this battery cable here, the positive cable it came with, and you probably can't see that, but there it is. That right there is a separate 8-gauge wire that comes out with the, I don't know if we can see it there, probably not, but you've got your 1 gauge that comes out and goes over to the starter. That one right there, you can kind of see it right there. That wire is going to go to that. So I'm going to use that 8-gauge wire to run through a circuit breaker and then back to the fuel pump. So it is on its own dedicated line to the battery on the fuel pump, because this may be a little bit of foreshadowing here. There are some plans maybe in the works that will require all the power going to the fuel pump, because I need the fuel pump to do its job. Hint, hint, maybe soon. But anyway, that's kind of the wiring stuff. I picked these up from Pro Performance, Travis down there. I've been wanting to get these for a long time. These are the dead-end garage exhaust cutouts that go through the center cross member under the bed here. Excuse my mess. It's my storage container right now. So I did get some of those. I'm going to put those in, get those powder coated and put those in. And then eventually I'm going to take my truck over to the shop here in town called VNP Performance or VNP Racing. I can't remember what it is, and I'm bastardizing this, and I'm sorry. But he does amazing work, and he's going to build exhaust on the truck, oil change, Ames oil. That's all I run in my cars because I'm a dealer. Well, on the commercial side, but I can buy all the stuff. But anyway, nonetheless, Ames oil is going in it. So that's pretty much, that's just extra. And this is kind of a funny little thing that I do. This is my wires, extra wires that I have. I like to buy the Good Automotive GXL and TXL wire, so I just keep it in here. And I list off what I have, what color it is, how long it is. Every single piece is accounted for. Same thing with my connectors. I have all my connectors in this bag here, all my various terminals, butt connectors, heat shrink, 56 series, which is 56 series is what you wire these trucks with, the new MetroPack stuff. But anyway, I kind of keep them in big Ziploc bags with kind of all this stuff. So that's kind of where we're at today. Sorry it's been a while. Like I say, business has just not been good. Life's been kind of crazy. It just really, honestly, haven't had a whole lot of motivation to come down to the garage and do anything. So I've been driving it when I can because it's been nice out. But yeah. So today we're just going to kind of hang around the shop, just BS, and start changing some fluids and kind of see where it goes from there. All right, got the oil changed, and I got sidetracked. Imagine that. So sometime shortly after I finished the build and was able to start driving it, I hit something on the road that was pink and liquid. It was like a milkshake, or I don't know what it was, but it was everywhere. So I finally took the time to clean it off the bottom of everything down here. This whole trailing arm was coated in it. The whole side, everything was just coated in it. So anyway, I did that. I got the oil changed, like I said. Everything, I always like to write on the filter because Wix puts a nice little spot there. Quick, get it in there. Yep, right there. And I write it on the pan right there, just so that I know when I did it, because I always forget. So, like I said, I cleaned all that up and went all the way back. One thing that I forgot that I never mentioned to anybody, actually never put it on video, and I mentioned it a couple times, was I made these spacers. They go right here. They go between the trailing arm and the spring. The problem I was having was I was bottoming out really bad, partially because of my own fault. I never did cut. You can kind of see there's the notch right there. I never cut it in. So I was hitting, my axle was hitting the frame. So I put in some energy suspension bump stops, the thinnest ones they make. I put them in there. And then I also put these 1/2-inch thick aluminum blocks in here that I machined down and put in here. So I never did do any video on that or anything. I just did it because it was driving me nuts because I was hitting the frame all the time. Part of the problem is, A, I didn't cut the notch out, and B, this has a Line-X type bed liner in it, and it is heavy. So the truck never really sat right. All the ride tech pictures showed the truck had a slight rake in it, and my truck never had that. So, excuse me, I took it upon myself and I put some spacers in there. So now I put a 1/2-inch spacer here, and it actually raised the rear end of the truck about 3/4 of an inch, which ends up with about a perfect rake. Maybe a little more than it needs, but it's about perfect. And now, presto changeo, until I hit a giant bump, I don't hit that bump stop now. So problem is, these are dual rate, so it's got the soft, well, these up here are the soft bits and the hard bits. Well, I'm never actually working these enough to get into the hard bits. So I'm still in the soft, which is allowing, nice ride and everything like that. So it was hitting. So I did that on both sides. I did that about, I don't know, probably a year and a half ago. Huge difference. So that helped out on both sides. One other thing. I have had actually a couple questions about my shift linkage on this and how I did it. This truck was originally a 3-on-the-tree truck. So it has none of the bracketry that typically, sorry, excuse my light, I'm using it as a pointer, in the bracketry that goes right here for the shifter and the transmission. So when I bought it, it had a Turbo 400 in with a floor shifter in it. I took all that out and put this in. Now it has a factory column or a factory tilt column and the 480. So I actually ended up just buying the low car kit, their shift arm kit or shift rod kit, I guess they call it. I get that light out of there. It's kind of distracting. And I just used it out of the box. The one thing that I did do differently though, is I bought a 3-foot length of It's actually 303 stainless, 3/8 inch diameter rod from McMaster Car. And the reason I did that is because the rod that came with the low car kit was actually not long enough, because I have my motor sitting back as far as these adapter plates. These are LSX Innovations plates. They're on the far back setting. And the reason I did that was I wanted the most room in front of the engine that I could possibly get for running the big radiator and an intake. So consequently, the rod was too short. So I bought a new one. I bought a long one. I made a template and I bent this one. And this one I did a little bit differently. In the low car kit, it comes with I think they want you to use it down here. I don't remember. Anyway, one of them is actually threaded. Hold on to that with that hand. Threaded. So my threaded one would have been at the top. The bottom had that slip fitting thing that had the 2 set screws that you drill into the rod to kind of clamp it on there. Well, I actually did away with that, and mine is threaded on both ends, so it's actually captive on both ends. That always made me a little nervous with that those 2 set screws. I'm like, what if that ever lets loose and we're stuck somewhere or whatever? So mine's threaded on both ends, so it's still fully adjustable. I still got, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch of threads right here. I just put a die on it, and I bought the machinable stainless. So I just put some threads on both ends and put it on here, and it works perfect. The way they get it to work is you just kind of adjust the length, and you adjust your pivot point, how far your fulcrum is from your pivot point here, to get it to line up with your this way on the column on your indicator, that is. So yeah, that's how I did that. Pretty simple. I've seen guys get away with using the stock linkage and just moving it back. Like I say, I didn't have that. Don't mind the exhaust. This is all going bye-bye. But yeah, that's how I did that. So that's about it for today. Nothing exciting. I just thought I'd give a little update video, kind of show some things that I've done, what I've been doing, where I'm at, kind of what's next. Really what's next is just kind of doing some wiring stuff on the fans, doing some just general maintenance. I'm going to bleed the brakes again because they're still not 100% right. The right rear here, it still has a crosshatch on it after 1,500 miles, where the rest of them don't. So I'm going to see if I can figure out if there's something going on back here. The brakes have never been, they stop better than the stock ones did, but something just doesn't feel quite right. So I'm going to tinker with those, bleed those again, check all the fittings, because these are all stainless lines and they're notoriously hard to get to seal down. So I'm going to make sure every joint, every T, every union, all that stuff is tight, because there's a jillion of them in this kit. Yeah, other than that, just kind of some general maintenance stuff. Just kind of get it back on the road, and we'll have fun with it. So you can kind of see there that the rake now, it has just a slight rake going. So my fender well gap is the same front and rear now. It was sitting just a smidge lower in the back, and it looked fine. It just was bugging me because I can see it all day long. But yeah, some future stuff. I need to do body mounts on the cab and the front core support, because they are original. I have not messed with those. And I'm also going to put some rubber sheets between the bed and the frame, because it's always squeaked and it's driving me nuts. So I'm going to, excuse me again, put some rubber in there to kind of get those to quit squeaking, and just kind of have fun with it. And maybe put some forced induction on it one of these days. But yeah, but that's it for today. I appreciate everybody watching. Sorry I've been gone for so long. I need to get on here more. I do want to say that I've been kind of taken under the wing of a group called Community Not Competition on Instagram and on YouTube here. So I want to give a big shout out to them, and I'm going to link a bunch of those guys down below in the description. They have been very instrumental in getting me back out in the shop and doing something, because I have not been doing much at all, as you know. So I'd like to see this channel grow. We've had pretty good growth, and I appreciate all you guys, but I'd love to see this thing hit 10,000. I don't know how to do it, because YouTube, the algorithm is, it's a fickle beast. But I would love to see this thing hit 10,000, because honestly, this started as my boys wanting me to do something like this, because, being young kids, they love YouTube. So they're like, oh, Dad, you should be a YouTuber. So you should do this. So kind of started out like that. But, it's fun. It's a lot of fun giving back. It's a great community. I met a lot of really good people through YouTube and the connections it brings. Again, like this Community Not Competition group, they have been fantastic. So please check them out. Again, they're linked down below. These guys have been amazing. They're doing great things. Check them out, subscribe to their channels, and please help spread the word of this channel. Let's hit 10,000. I'm just going to go ahead and throw that out there. Let's do it. Let's see what we can get. Ask questions. Let's get some communication going. I love answering questions. If I don't have the answer, I can definitely point you in the right direction. But anyway, I'm just going to quit rambling now. It's a beautiful day, so I'm heading out. I'm going to go outside and enjoy it before the inevitable rain probably comes in. But again, let's do it. 10,000, links below. Check them out. Subscribe to them. Spread the word for their channels as well. And we will see you next time.